All right, Sean. So week 4 fantasy football. It's done. It's in the books. I don't know. There was some real hit and misses here. There were some players that I've been waiting for to start getting going that did, and then some studs that fucking had a shitty week, and then there was plenty of injuries.
Yeah, a sad week for fantasy.
Serious injuries. Dalvin Cook, down, dude. He is down for the year.
Ty Montgomery, 2 broken ribs. We don't know how long he's going to be out.
And then Jamal Williams got hurt.
Right after him.
Julio Jones got hurt during the game.
That's right. Julio and Mohamed Sanu.
Yep.
Oh, and Chris Carson, up-and-coming running back, got hurt.
Yep.
Broken leg.
Yeah, so there were some bad things going on for week 4.
It was a rough week.
So let's start off with the players who fucked us in week 4 in fantasy football. We're going with the duds first.
Fuck these guys.
All right, so quarterbacks, I mean, a lot of the duds here,
Yeah.
not too much to talk about. One particular guy that I want to is Matt Ryan. 242 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble. 3 turnovers here.
Wow.
I understand that Julio Jones got hurt and Mohamed Sanu, but still. The Buffalo Bills, they have a good defense this year, I guess. And
hey, I gotta give him props. Maybe it's a little bit Matt Ryan. Maybe it was a little bit Bills defense. Maybe we gotta consider there might be a little legit there.
So Matt Ryan, he let down a lot of people who were needing him to go
off.
off.
On most leagues, I think it only got about 7 points.
And then some other real bad duds here, but these guys, not too much to talk about here because a lot of people didn't play them. Mike Glennon for the Chicago Bears, 218 yards, 1 touchdown, and 4 fucking turnovers. But nobody started him. Deshaun Kaiser, 118 yards and an interception. That is terrible.
Wow.
That is
Really,
so
Kaiser?
fucking bad.
Against the Bengals?
Now, I know some people did start him in daily, though.
Yeah.
And then Jay Cutler. Some people probably did.
Some did. Some thought that he was a good streaming option.
Against the Saints.
Yeah, Saints defense looks trash. I don't know what's going on with that Miami's. Maybe that offense, they're a good week, too. The first week they played, the first game. After since then, they've been shitty.
Looked like he completely checked out already. Like, he's already done. He looked like he didn't give a fuck at all in this game. He only threw 164 yards, and he had an interception.
Yeah. That's
against the Saints
definitely
defense.
not going to work out in Miami if he doesn't get it going.
All right, so that does it with the quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Moving on to some running backs. First off, right off the bat, Melvin Gordon, 10 attempts, 22 yards, 1 reception on 7 yards.
He lost me. He
only got me 2.5 points.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, like I always do whenever a stud gets fucking shit points. Did he get hurt? No, he didn't. He was in the game. The whole game.
They stopped feeding him the ball in the second half.
And why did they feed him in the passing game? Melvin Gordon is good as a receiving running back.
He had over 50 receptions last year.
He only had 3 targets in this game.
It was a rough week. I don't know why. They kept it close with the Eagles, but yet they didn't get their prime player involved. It made no sense.
Here's another guy who continues to shit the bed here for the most part. Marshawn Lynch, 9 attempts, 12 yards.
He's been on my bench ever since a couple weeks ago, and I'm not putting him in anytime soon. Now, Derek Carr, I know he's got hurt, so maybe they're going to rely on him more. But still, I don't know what's going on.
This O-line doesn't look anywhere close to being as good as everyone thought it was going to be.
They said they were the best O-line going into this year, and they said they were the best last year.
They have a ton of young talent, but shit, it's not doing good right now.
Yeah, they're not.
Another guy who shit the bed, Jay Ajayi, 12 attempts, 46 yards, 1 reception for 8. That's it. That's all he can do against the Saints.
That was really shitty.
Against the Saints.
And the fucked up thing is that if you look at the average per carry, it's not that bad. They just did not utilize him. They really didn't. I put that more on the coaching staff.
Adam
Gase more than anything. I know they were behind most of that game, so they're trying to get back into it. But still, you've got to feed him. And J.J. was back. He's from London.
Yeah.
Feature the guy from London. In London.
The last time Miami went to London, they left him. They should have left him there.
Oh, that's right. They did.
I mean, he got 46 yards, but shit, man. I need him to be an RB1 for real.
He's supposed to be an RB1.
DeMarco Murray, again, 7 attempts, 31 yards. Like Marshawn Lynch, he's unusable.
Yeah. And again, I'm not going to chalk that up completely to DeMarco Murray. I think they went down quick. The Tennessee Titans were down by what? 3 touchdowns within the first quarter and a half, almost half second quarter. They were down fast.
I mean, is that going to keep trending that way? Tennessee Titans, their defense looks terrible. Are they going to be behind constantly in these games? Because if they are, DeMarco Murray, this running game, which was their number one thing last year, is being taken away.
Well, what they need to do, if they need to get him involved early in the game, If your defense sucks, what's the best solution for it? Keep the other offense off the field. That means run the ball, control the clock, and keep your offense on the field.
So DeMarco Murray owners are just like, fuck him.
Oh, I'm one of them. I traded for this motherfucker. He's
now,
not doing shit for me.
Mike Gillislee, 12 attempts for 49 yards. But like, hey, the games that he did good
Yeah.
with the games he had a touchdown.
Yep.
He's a boom or bust in fucking in fantasy.
Yeah.
With the touchdowns.
Yes, he is. And you know what? We all kind of knew that was he was going to be the guy that kind of takes the touchdowns from LeGarrette Blount in this offense. So it is what it is.
And I want to take a shit on this guy. Maybe not so much him, but maybe just like the whole situation over there. Isaiah Crowell, come on down with 7 attempts and 20 yards. Fuck!
Wow, that's a little bit over.
Really?
That's almost 3 yards a carry. Under 3 yards a carry.
He was supposed to be my RB2.
Yeah, this guy. Hugh Jackson said at the beginning of the year, I'm going to utilize this more. He's going to be more involved. But
same thing with DeMarco's situation.
Yeah. They're always down. And their offenses are having to play catch up. And they're not, it's just a shitty
Duke Johnson's
situation,
more of a viable option than Isaiah.
Oh, yeah, because of passing. He's going to be in there.
All right, let's move on to some wide receivers.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
This dude. Oh, my
God. Who?
Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
2 receptions, 9 yards.
And now Derek Carr's out.
So, he's fucked, right?
A bench this guy. Or try to trade him. Fuck him. If you can get any value from him, get some value, get something. I think this guy's done for a while.
What about Sammy Watkins? 1 reception for 17 yards. And going up against Dallas, Jared Goff, he looked great in that game.
Yeah, he did.
But nothing to Sammy Watkins. 1 reception.
See, that's what's confusing to me, man. And I think that's a little bit on
What do you got, Del Revis over there in his prime covering Sammy Watkins?
I don't know.
The fuck?
That's the problem with having a young quarterback. Sometimes they don't realize you got to just keep feeding them the ball, right? Sammy Watkins should have murdered my secondary in Dallas. Our secondary sucked. Todd Gurley went off. Everybody was doing great for it was a 35-30 game? Yeah, there was a lot of points put up, and Sammy only got 1 reception. And after last week against the 49ers, he put up monster numbers.
Mm-hmm.
They got to stay consistent.
Here's another guy with 1 reception. I can't stand seeing talented wide receivers only get 1 fucking reception. Demaryius Thomas, 1 reception, 11 yards.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I was a little nervous about remember I said in the beginning, I don't know, what's Trevor Siemian going to do? And for a while, it looked like he was doing consistent, giving them the ball.
Spreading it around,
And I don't know what's going on. Even Emmanuel Sanders didn't do much.
I don't get that. Yeah. Now, Brandon Cooks last week went the fuck off. Here he goes with 3 receptions and 38 yards.
And the funny thing is, it's not like his offense didn't put up points. They put up a shit ton of points. I don't know what happened there, man. I remember everybody was like, oh, maybe. And I know you were like, he's got the connection with Brady now.
It's back. It's there. There it goes.
And then, no.
Yep.
I don't know what that was.
Julio Jones, 3 receptions for 30 yards, but he was injured.
He got hurt in the first half.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. Julio Jones is legitimately starting to worry me. He doesn't have a single receiving touchdown for the year.
Yeah, Matt Ryan. This is the thing. I think when it gets down to the red zone, Matt Ryan tries to be too cute with it. Like, he's like, oh, they know we're going to go to Julio, so we're going to go somewhere else. Well, how are they going to know that if you don't ever go to Julio in the red zone? Because I know he's got a lot of weapons, though. They got Tevin Coleman, Devontae Freeman, Mohamed Sanu, and Hooper now. So they have weapons, and I understand it's going to be tough, but you got to feed Julio. Get him involved.
What about Antonio Brown? Only 4 receptions for 34 yards. And so if you have if he's your wide receiver 1 in a standard league, he got you like 3 points.
He got you 3 points, but you know what? I think he's going to be fine. That was his first really bad week. Even with the Steelers offense playing shitty.
Did you see how pissed he
got? Was pissed. Oh, man. Have you ever seen Antonio Brown get that mad?
Nope, not Antonio Brown. He got Odell Beckham Jr. Pissed off.
Is he going to go and apologize to the cooler?
To the cooler?
Is he going to propose?
Yeah, he should do that. When he gets a touchdown this next game, he should go get the cooler and propose to it.
Yeah, just like Odell did.
Another guy.
Hey, at least it didn't come back and hit him.
Oh, I know. Jesus Christ, that would have been hilarious.
Oh God,
that would have been great.
Like he hit it and it was like really windy out of nowhere.
And it just bounced the fuck back. Like inanimate objects fucking attacking wide receivers across the league.
It's an epidemic.
Like, you're not gonna throw me, motherfucker. I'll hit you right back in your mouth.
Yeah, motherfucker.
What about Tyreek Hill, dude? He didn't get much going at all for Monday Night Football against the Redskins. But Redskins defense.
You know what?
Looked pretty good.
What I'm starting to realize, if you go back and look at these games, week 1 is Tyreek Hill. and Travis Kelce he did okay. Next week, it was all Travis Kelce. Next week, Tyreek Hill. Next week, this past week, Travis Kelce. It looks like they're like featuring them going back and forth. Mm-hmm. I don't know. That's what it looks like.
Let's go on to tight ends. So, duds, Jason Witten, 1 reception for 9 yards. Last week, 1 reception for 3 yards. This is Jason Witten. He did great for the first 3 weeks. 3 weeks. Well, 2
weeks. This is week 4.
What? Oh, that's right. Yeah, first 2 weeks.
We're going into week 5.
Okay, yeah. First 2 weeks did good, and the last 2 weeks fucking shit the bed. And you know what? And even still, he's still ranked as a top 10 tight end. Oh yeah, because that's how bad tight ends are this year.
Dude, and that's why I remember when everybody was like, "Oh my God, Jason Witten's doing great." I'm like, guys, it's not gonna last forever. Jason Witten's not been a consistent fantasy guy in years, and because we have such a run-first style offense. But you know what? Tight ends are just so weak. I can understand why people jumped on the bandwagon so fast on Jason Witten.
A lot of people started Eric Ebron. He only got him 2 receptions for 27 yards against the Minnesota Vikings. And
hey, it was a low-scoring game. It was, so I might chalk it up to a little bit of that. But still, you want your number one. He should be the number one.
He's healthy. He's a big fucking guy. Give him the goddamn ball.
He should be the number one target over there.
What's going on with Jordan Reed? 3 receptions, 21 yards, 0 touchdowns for the year.
Do you realize? I think Vernon Davis has a better year than him.
He is having a better year than him. I mean, oh my God. Vernon Davis at least has a touchdown, right?
Yes.
Jordan Reed has nothing for the year.
I don't know what's going on, dude. This year in tight ends, I remember in the beginning of the year when we started talking about tight ends, we're like, this year is actually pretty deep, right? Even after the first 10, you still had C.J. Fedorowicz. Well, he's hurt now. Cameron Braid, O.J. Howard. You had all these guys, Hunter Henry, and now you're like, I don't know who the fuck to pick up. All these tight ends are just playing so shitty. Yeah, I don't know what's only guys are doing any consistency is Gronk.
Gronk?
That's really it?
No. Zach Ertz.
Or Zach Ertz. Sorry.
Love me some Zach Ertz.
I forgot about Zach Ertz. Besides that, Travis Kelce's like every other week.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham, he's a hit and miss. Like you never know what's gonna happen.
It's
a rough year.
And then, as far as defense, special teams, the only one that I want to talk about there, a lot of people played the Eagles. They thought that was a great play going up against the Chargers, and they only got a point.
And you know what? It started off really well. They had that turnover. They had that sack fumble, and then they had a couple sacks on them, and then it just all of a sudden the Chargers got going.
And then you think Melvin Gordon ain't doing shit, so hey, it should be good. No. So some fucking duds, some injuries that really fucked a lot of people over. Yeah, I gotta do something about Dalvin Cook. I have him in so many leagues,
dude. You had him in every league.
Just about. I think out of all the leagues I'm in, I have him only in the Yahoo League. Every other league I had him in. So, out of 7 leagues, I'm out on him in 6. That's fucking crazy.
That sucks, dude.
I went all in on Dalvin Cook this year.
Dalvin Cook looked great. He looked great, man, and that really hurts, man. These guys some injuries went down, and it just sucks that you see that happen.
Yeah, and we'll talk about him again later on when we talk about waiver wires. But that does it for the fucking duds of the week.
Get him out.
You guys fucked me. Get him out. All right, let's go on to some week 4 fantasy studs, and we're gonna start off with the quarterback. Who was the number 1 quarterback, Sean?
Oh, the number 1?
Deshaun Watson.
Is this real?
283 yards, rookie? 4 touchdowns, 4 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, 4 rushing attempts with 24 yards and a touchdown against the Titans.
Hey, rookie record for 5 touchdowns in the NFL. That's a rookie record, guys. Tied a rookie record.
Torched, dude. Tennessee.
Deshaun Watson. I was big on him coming into this draft, but I didn't know he was going to be this good, this fast. Right? This guy is really showing that he's willing to go out there and sling it. He's confident, and man, him and DeAndre Hopkins look like they got it going.
I got Hopkins in a lot of leagues, and I'm loving it.
Oh yeah. We'll get to that a little later. Number 2, and guess who's back? Cam Newton.
Guess who's back? Back again. Cam Newton, and he did it against New England. Man. And what better way? New England's defense sucks.
Hey, you know what? He is 2-0 versus Tom Brady.
Yeah, and this is what he put up: 316 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had an interception, and he had 8 rushing attempts for 44 yards and a touchdown.
Rushing. Now, I want to give him a little shout out. That was his 50th rushing touchdown.
50th for the year, 50th. For the season?
Yeah, for his career. For the career. And that passes a lot of that passes a lot of great running backs. Warrick Dunn doesn't even have 50. Think about that for a second. Warrick Dunn, remember him? Great running back for his time, and he doesn't even have 50. Gotta give a shout out to Cam Newton. This guy is a playmaker when he's healthy, and I hope he's back.
This is why I did not drop him in the leagues that I have him in. I'm like, I know he's having a terrible year, but this is a guy who's very talented. We've seen him do it. Even in the years where the Panthers weren't that good, he was always good in fantasy for the most part.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to drop him just yet.
No, he's too good of a talent. So, all right, number 3, and this is a shock for me, Andy Dalton.
286 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 4 rushes for 29 yards against the Browns.
Yeah, this guy, 4 touchdowns is really what put him in the top right there. But Andy Dalton, well, he was going against the Browns, so I guess that was a good streaming option. But Andy Dalton's been playing like shit all year, really. And I'm shocked by this. Now, I'm not going to fall in love with this, though. I'm not.
Here's another guy who's really shocking.
Who?
Fucking Eli Manning. 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he had 3 rushes for 22 yards and a touchdown.
A rushing touchdown. Eli Manning?
Against Tampa. And we said it. We said Tampa's defense is garbage right now. They have a lot of injuries. Yeah. Eli Manning's going to take advantage. He was a good streaming option last week. And he was.
He did well. He did well. All right, number 5 on our list here is Russell Wilson at home. Looked like Russell Wilson a little bit. 295 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 rushing attempts for 38 yards and a touchdown versus the Colts. And that game was actually closer than we thought it would be for a little bit.
For like about, 2.5 quarters there, maybe?
Yeah, probably about a little bit through the third quarter. It's when it just, bye-bye.
And then just, bye. Going on to running backs.
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Le'Veon Bell.
He's back.
35 attempts, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 receptions for 42 yards against the Ravens.
Can we see this Bell? Can we see this Bell every week, please?
Woo!
Please? Goodness, great. I don't even have Bell, and I want him to do good.
Finally!
This guy deserves it. And number 2, oh, God. Todd Gurley. And he torched my fucking Cowboys. I knew he would. I figured Gurley was going to have a huge game, and he did. 23 attempts, 120 yards rushing, then 7 receptions for 94 yards receiving. This guy almost had 100 and 100, and 1 touchdown receiving. It was that huge fucking play that really, oh God, it was
Todd Gurley owned
that's the reason we lost is because of Todd Gurley.
But he wasn't the only one that did great in that game. Zeke, 21 attempts for 85 yards and a touchdown, 4 receptions, 54 yards and a touchdown.
Yep. Oh yeah, Zeke did great, man.
He got going.
He didn't break 100 yards rushing, but this guy was breaking tackles, man. He was breaking tackles. He made that catch when he broke that tackle and tiptoed the sideline, scored that receiving touchdown. That was great. Mm-hmm. It was a great fucking day. Now, finally, this is another guy that we've been waiting for him to get it going, and he finally did. Lamar Miller. What a day by him. What he had? 19 attempts, 75 yards rushing, and a touchdown. 4 receptions for 56 yards and a touchdown receiving. Finally, I have Lamar Miller in like 3 different leagues, and this guy he just looked shitty all year, like really hesitant. And finally, this game, I don't know, maybe Deshaun Watson, maybe it gave him some confidence, but this guy finally got it going.
Yeah, and Tennessee Titans fucking suck ass.
Yeah, that's true.
Now, this is a guy that I'm like, in preseason, I'm like, Bilal Powell. I want to get him on my teams. I want to stash him away. Soon as Matt Forte, or maybe even Matt Forte, even if he's still healthy, Bilal Powell can overtake him completely. But with Matt Forte down, Bilal Powell, he stepped up this past week. 21 attempts, 163 yards. One of them was like a 75-yard touchdown.
Yes, and that was a controversial play there, but yeah.
Yeah, 1 touchdown for rushing, and then 4 receptions for 27 yards against the Jags.
Yes, Bilal Powell, I traded for him just before this week. Perfect timing, and this guy went off. And you know what? Matt Forte's out. I'm not sure how long he's going to be out, but this should solidify his starting role.
So if you own Bilal Powell or you're trying to go for him, I wouldn't worry about Matt Forte. It's over.
I think so. Now, this guy, rookie, Alvin Kamara. Now, this guy is especially great in PPR formats. This guy, not a lot of rushing yards, 5 attempts, 25 yards. But he had 10 receptions, 71 yards, and a touchdown versus the Dolphins in London. This guy took over that game.
He's getting he's getting utilized big time in the receiving game. We saw that when we went to the New England game.
Yeah.
They were using him a lot there in the passing game. So Kamara, he's kind of like kind of like Danny Woodhead, one of those receiving running backs you want to have for PPR.
He's definitely PPR. Now I will say this: I was watching the London game, And all the announcers kept on saying, the broadcasters were saying, that apparently Sean Payton has come out and publicly said he's got a man crush on Kamara. He says he loves this kid. He loves him, and he loves what he can bring to the team. So that's why he's going in there as much as possible. They are designing plays for this guy.
If Mark Ingram were to get hurt, or even if it doesn't get hurt, Kamara should just be the guy. Just give him all the looks. Give him everything. Yeah. And A.J. Peterson's definitely not doing anything.
AP should be done. He should cut him, trade him, something.
All right. Going on to wide receivers.
Oh, we had some days from some wide receivers.
My number one guy. My number one pal. DeAndre Hopkins.
Yes.
10 receptions, 107 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm loving Hopkins this year, and that's because of fucking Deshaun Watson. Ever since he came into that game, what did he do? He just kept looking Hopkins' way.
In the first couple weeks, they weren't on the same page. There's a lot of incompletions, but he was still... He did not stop throwing it to him.
Yeah, throwing it to him. And Hopkins is making some beautiful catches out there.
And guess what? The Clemson connection, because they're both from Clemson, by the way. Clemson connection is on point. They're looking great together. And DeAndre Hopkins kind of doubted. Remember? They were like, no, Tom Savage is my quarterback. But guess what? Hopkins is like, nah, this guy is my fucking quarterback.
Oh, he loves him.
The next 10
years. He's going to buy him
a
car or something.
And he better.
Throwing them all.
Holy shit, dude. He's fucking helping out DeAndre Hopkins' fucking career. And then number 2 on our list is Devin Funchess. Funchess got 7 receptions, 70 yards, and 2 touchdowns versus the Pats. Now, the Pats don't have a defense, and guess what? Devin Funchess took advantage of that. Goodness, 2 touchdowns? That was a pretty good damn day.
I'm loving Funchess. Kelvin Benjamin, he was in there. He was in the game.
He still did pretty good.
But but Funchess, he's eating right now, man.
He got the touchdowns.
And, okay, so this is no surprise. Jordy Nelson, 4 receptions only. 75 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yes. He honestly, he benefited from Devontae Adams going down. Hopefully Devontae Adams is back and healthy soon. But yeah, he really benefited. He only had that one big, like, 60-yard catch. And then the rest of it was red zone.
Yeah, just red zone, little touchdowns right there.
Yeah,
boom, boom.
Yeah, and that's what Jordy Nelson and Aaron Rodgers are on the same page with. Now we got Michael Thomas. Fucking God. 8 receptions, 89 yards, and a touchdown versus the Dolphins.
This is 2 games now.
2 games in a row. Is this finally, like, they're on the same page? I hope so.
Yeah. And that was against the Dolphins.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I love me some Michael Thomas. That's a big motherfucker.
You're in love with this guy.
That's a big son of a bitch.
Big old guy.
This guy, Tyrell Williams from the Chargers. 5 receptions, 115 yards, and 1 touchdown.
What a day. What a day. Against the Eagles. I was shocked about that.
I also want to bring up another Chargers, number 7 on our list. We're going to skip another guy right here, but I want to bring this up because they're on the same team. 5 receptions, 138 yards on 11 targets, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen, if you have him in PPR, you better start him every week. I know he didn't have a lot of receptions, but 11 targets. 11 targets. And he's still, look at these yards. He's great after catch. After the catch, he's a monster.
That's 18.
I love this Keenan Allen guy.
That's fucking 18 points off of if you're in PPR
league.
In
PPR, that's 18 points with no touchdowns. No touchdowns, 18 points? That's crazy.
So who else is on our list?
Last on our list, the number 6 guy is Will Fuller. Welcome back, Will Fuller. Back from injury. He didn't waste any time. What was that? 4 receptions, 35 yards, and 2 touchdowns. This guy is a red zone guy, and Deshaun Watson's not afraid to throw it up to him. And Will Fuller, he's gonna be pretty hot on waivers.
Let's go to tight ends. And okay, this is fucking weird. All right, these are the top 5 tight ends of the season. Of this past week.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Tyler Kroft from Cincinnati, who had 6 receptions for 68 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Are you sure it wasn't Tyler Eifert? They got another Tyler there.
Tyler Kroft. Who the fuck is that?
Who the fuck is Tyler Kroft?
Yeah, Tyler Eifert's still hurt. So.
Oh God.
I don't know who that guy is.
Hey, he went off though, man. Give him props. I guess Andy Dalton likes.
Sure.
He doesn't care what Tyler it is. And then number 2, obviously this is no surprise. Travis Kelce, 7 receptions, 111 yards, and a touchdown.
Couldn't be stopped.
Literally, they could not stop it. Every time they went to Kelce, he caught it.
And then Cameron Brate, 4 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Cameron Brate.
Brate finally showed up. And I want to give a shout out. He's not on our list. But O.J. Howard, just the tight ends for Tampa.
Yeah, he did.
O.J. Howard had that fucking long touchdown. And that was great. If they can get these tight ends involved, both of them, they have some talented. They're going to be hard to stop.
Do you know who A.J. Derby is?
He's on Denver.
Okay.
The only reason I know that is not because I saw the list, which I did, but it's because they had showed that highlight. Have you seen that highlight?
No.
Oh, he made this beautiful one-handed catch, tiptoeing the sidelines, and scored a touchdown. And literally, he caught it right here, and he did not bring it in. It was just completely like that. It was fucking amazing.
Well, that fucker got 4 receptions for 75 yards in that one tiptoe touchdown.
Dude, it was amazing how he did it. It was a great fucking catch.
AJ Derby.
I don't know where this guy came from, but hey, man, he looked pretty good. And then number 5, this guy's always been able to go off, but he's for some reason he's so inconsistent. But this week it was Charles Clay, 5 receptions, 112 yards. This guy, that Buffalo offense is looking a lot better than I thought they would.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
And then top 5 defense special teams for this past week was Seahawks, Texans, Steelers, Saints, Bills. Saints?
Well, they were playing the Dolphins.
Yeah. They were a top 5 play this past week.
I don't think we'll talk about them in the top 5 again.
So, that does it for the studs.
Yeah.
For week 4. Fuck those tight ends. Fuck out of here.
You did yourself.
All right, so going on to week 5,
right,
some of
guys.
our outlook here.
Yes.
Here's some quarterback matchups that right off the bat that I like. Aaron Rodgers going up against Dallas.
Yeah. I will say, as a Dallas fan, that's a game I don't know what's going to happen. Aaron Rodgers. Now, obviously, I'm curious about his tackles coming back. But either way, Aaron Rodgers, they don't have any running backs, so might as well throw the ball.
That is going to be the start of the fucking week right there, Aaron Rodgers.
Is that going to be our lock of the week?
The super lock. The mega lock.
The mega lock.
Oh, my God. All right, so these next 2 guys.
Yeah. Oh, the next 2 guys.
Thursday Night Football.
They're playing each other. It's Tom Brady and Jameis Winston right below him.
I love them both.
Because guess what? Both of their defenses are the bottom in passing. I think, Patriots are 32nd, and then Tampa Bay's 31.
So, yeah. I'm loving Thursday Night Football for fantasy purposes.
Yeah.
Loving it.
Yeah. And the sad thing is, last year, fantasy Thursdays were shitty.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, it's been pretty good. So, you know what? I'm liking both those guys.
I want to bring up this guy.
Oh, who?
And I can't believe I am. Jay Cutler. Yes. Jay fucking Cutler. He's going up against the Titans, though. Would you dare? There's bye weeks going on this week. Remember that, Sean. That's why I bring it up. Bye weeks, guys. Very important. Week 5. Would you dare start Jay Cutler against a shitty Tennessee Titans defense? Devontae Parker, Kenny Stills, fucking Jarvis, Landry.
Are they home? Are they at home?
Jay Cutler against the Titans. I think they're fucking... No, yeah, it's in Miami.
Then you know what? I'd say yes. Because you know what's sad is they really haven't played in Miami this whole season. I think they had 1 game.
Yeah.
Everything else has been on the road.
So let's say you have Matt Ryan. He's on a bye week. Maybe you have Drew Brees. He's on a bye week. You're looking for a streaming option. Would you dare trust Jay Cutler as your quarterback against the Tennessee Titans at home?
Is Sean Watson available? Is someone else available? If anybody else is available that has a good matchup, I'd go them.
How about this?
But what?
Okay, no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say if you can't find nobody else, Jay Cutler on paper looks great. He's got the weapons. He's at home finally. This could be and literally the Titans have been scorched on defense by Russell Wilson and now Deshaun Watson back-to-back weeks.
Okay, well you were looking for possible another option. Here's another one then. What about Jacoby Brissett versus San Francisco in Indianapolis?
Ooh,
would you like to start Jacoby Brissett?
I would.
Streaming option.
I would. Over Jay Cutler, I would.
Over Jay Cutler?
I would. Jay Cutler on paper, obviously he's got a better matchup. But what I like about Jacoby Brissett is that literally he can do stuff with his legs. And he's willing to. Mm-hmm. He's willing to scramble. He's willing to make people miss and run the ball. And I think that adds a little bit more of a safer element because he doesn't have to force it. He can rely on his feet a little bit more than Jay Cutler. All
right, so what about, let's say... Okay, I'm just throwing this out there.
Yeah.
You have Marcus Mariota. He's an owner. You're an owner of Mariota.
Yep,
He's going to be out. Matt Castle's going to be a starting quarterback. Do you trust him going up against the Miami Dolphins? Talking about that same game.
Oh, Matt Castle?
Titans and
Matt Castle.
Dolphins.
No, not Matt Castle. Because you know what? I know from experience. I've had Matt Castle as our backup quarterback in Dallas when Romo went out that year. We actually traded for that piece of shit. And guess what? We had Dez. We had all our guys healthy. We had a great O-line, a running back. But guess what? He couldn't do shit. He checks down constantly, does not take any chances. He's horrible.
What about this first streaming option there? All right. I'm pretty comfortable, for the most part, I think, of Sam Bradford or Keenum against Chicago.
Oh, against your team?
Against Chicago.
Now it is in Minnesota.
It's in Chicago.
No.
Yes,
no,
it is.
It's on the road, buddy.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Yep, it's in Chicago.
Oh.
It's in Chicago.
Why did I thought my... Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah, they flipped it on me. Okay,
that's why I was thinking about going to the game.
Oh, that's right. You were thinking about going. Oh, okay. I'm smoking crack. But, then in Chicago, Minnesota, and Sam Bradford, they said might play. It is Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I would go with one of those guys. I would.
Just because, Thielen, Stephon Diggs,
yes.
you're out Dalvin Cook, you're going to have to throw the ball more.
Yeah, they're going to have to. And I think that would be a good option. That would be like the last option, though.
So
I'd take Jay Cutler over him.
Those are some streaming options if your quarterback is out on the bye week.
Bye weeks are coming up, and it's fucking over a lot of people because this year they condensed all the bye weeks. Mm-hmm. So a lot more people are out on byes.
Yep.
So it's going to be harder to find that quarterback that can really fill in. So
all right, so let's go to some running backs going into week 5. Of course, start of the week for running back Le'Veon Bell going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, everybody knows they have a good defense, but they're dead last against the run. Le'Veon Bell is going to feast.
This guy's going to have 200 yards rushing.
Jesus Christ!
I might be exaggerating because they might go up by a lot and then bench him. But you know what? Le'Veon Bell, there's no excuse. He should go off. He's looked great the last couple weeks. If they give him 30-something attempts again.
And he could.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I don't know if you could trust Big Ben against that Jacksonville Jaguar because they're number one
against the
pass.
I want to say this. If Bilal Powell can hit 160 yards against Jags, I think Le'Veon Bell could hit 200.
Yeah, you're just like starting Le'Veon Bell, and I got Bell in a couple leagues.
I might trade for him.
What about your boy?
Oh, Zeke versus Green Bay? Oh, Zeke is looking like he's back, man. You know what? I was one of them. I criticized him because he looked like he was just not focused. He looked like he wasn't into the game. He looked slower. He wasn't finishing runs. But you know what? The last couple of weeks, I remember when they asked him, the reporters were like, hey, Zeke, what do you say about people saying you look slower? He's like, shut up. Or something. He said something. He's like, I'm not listening. He got mad. He got frustrated. But you know what? I'm glad that he did get mad because that really sparked him because he's gone off the last couple weeks. And he's looking good.
And they're going to need him against Green Bay because you want to keep Aaron Rodgers off the goddamn field.
And you know what? I think they're going to get him going, and we need to. We need to get our identity back. And look against the Rams. We cannot allow a team to put up that many points. We've got to keep our defense off the field.
All right, in that same game, what about Aaron Jones against Dallas? I know Ty Montgomery hasn't been officially ruled out.
Oh, Ty Montgomery's out. He's got a couple broken ribs.
There's no way he's playing.
I think the only guy that possibly could play is Jamal Williams.
And I don't think he's going to play neither.
He doesn't have any tear or ligament damage, but he hurt that knee, right? So they might bench him and put Aaron Jones, and he looked pretty decent.
Yeah, I was gonna say so if you're an owner of one of those Green Bay running backs, or you have a running back on bye week, Aaron Jones, I think he might be a good play against Dallas.
I don't think so. And I'm not just saying that as a Cowboy fan. I'm saying this because first we're getting 5 defensive starters back from suspension and injury. Sean Lee should be back. That helps out our run defense drastically. Anthony Hitchens is coming back from a knee injury from preseason. We have David Irving coming back and a couple other people I can't remember off the top of my head. We're getting defensive players back from suspension and injury, and that's going to help out our run defense because we had one of the top run defenses last year with all these same guys. So they're coming back. I don't like them against Dallas, and I'm not just saying that. I'm going off of all these guys coming back.
Okay.
Josh is like,
I want to go with these two guys. We'll talk about these two guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We've seen these guys get benched in quite a bit of leagues, and I don't fucking get it.
Who?
Todd Gurley. We saw him get benched in a couple of leagues, and I don't get it because they saw the matchup and they're like, people get scared. Don't sit your studs, and people might do it again because he's going up against the Seahawks, and I'm like, fuck that. It's at home, and you're going up against the Seahawks. Yes, they have a good defense, but he's the best fantasy running back.
Yeah, do not bench Todd Gurley. Do never bench your studs.
Don't worry about the fucking matchup.
Hey, you know what? If your stud gives you a dud, it's going to happen.
Ride it out.
You got to. You cannot. Because there's been times where I benched DeMarco Murray in one league, and then he went off on my bench. You cannot do that, and I would have won that game. So don't do it. Lose it. Live and die by your studs.
What about Carlos Hyde? Some people benched Carlos Hyde this past week, and you're not going to bench him against the Colts.
Don't bench him against the Colts. Do not. He didn't do great, but he did pretty good. He had over 10 points. And he looked pretty good. He almost had that late touchdown. Carlos Hyde's a must start against the Colts.
And if you have him on your team, you were smart enough to get him on your team, you traded for him, or maybe you picked him up on waivers, or he's available on waivers right now, and you're gonna go pick him up. Get him on your fucking roster and start Bilal Powell against the Browns.
Oh, the Browns. Oh god.
Must start.
He's a must start. Bilal Powell, especially if Matt Forte's out, he is a start. He looks like he got his confidence back, and the Jets have confidence in him. They're gonna feed him the ball.
I have 2 big question marks with these 2 guys right here. Read off that one right here.
Oh, okay. Melvin fucking Gordon against the New York Giants.
Giants, good defense.
Yes, they are. The Giants only gave up 2 rushing touchdowns all year.
Those 2 were against Philly in week 3. That's it.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Wow.
2 rushing touchdowns the whole year, and that was the Philly.
Oh, they have a fucking good D line over there. And you know what? I think Melvin Gordon.
Are you scared about Melvin Gordon again? And
I
again,
am.
like we said, I'm a little worried about Melvin Gordon.
Oh my
but
God.
I'm not gonna bench my fucking stud. I'm gonna roll with Gordon.
I have Gordon in like 3 different leagues, I think.
This is a tough matchup, and it's in New York. They're flying all the way across the country.
But you know what? I think Chargers realized, hey, we didn't get him involved last week. We got to get him involved, and they're going to.
Yes. So guys, like we were just talking about, you got stud. They gave you a dud, right? And now Melvin Gordon, he's going across the country. He's playing against a great defense.
Yep.
Don't bench him. Don't bench him.
Do not bench him.
It's going to be scary, but don't bench him because you got bye weeks. You can't afford to bench this guy.
Exactly. Now this last guy is one of your favorites, right, Josh?
Isaiah Crowell. Now this is a fucker right here. You know how fucking Chris Collinsworth says, oh, here's a guy here or whatever. This is a fucker here. Isaiah Crowell. This is a guy who can't get going. This is it. I'm drawing the line in the sand, Sean. Isaiah Crowell, he's going up against the Jets, who are 29th against the run. If he can't get it going here, God damn it. Now, they say that, Todd, you said, what's his name? Hugh Jackson said that the reason why they can't get him involved is because they fall behind in games.
Yeah.
They can't be falling behind against the Jets right out the gate.
Hey, you better
They got to get something going here.
They need to seriously get something going. Now, the Jets.
There's no excuse.
The Jets are on a 2-game win streak.
Yes, and I expect the Jets to win. But there's no way they're going to blow out the Browns like in the first quarter,
no,
right?
They shouldn't. But the Browns' defense has been shitty. So you know what? I'm not going to say it's impossible.
I want this to be an all-rushing game. I want Bilal Powell and Crowell just going just going back and forth.
All right. Let's see. He's got, on paper, Isaiah Crowell has a good matchup. Obviously, if you have better options, I wouldn't start him. But bye weeks are here. They're fucking a lot of people. I would put him in if you have bye weeks, and I'd feel okay with it.
Here's some bye week options for you guys.
Yeah.
What about Frank Gore? He's going to play against his old team, San Francisco, and he's here at home.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking bye week option.
That's not a bad. What about Doug Martin's coming back? I know it's the first game. You're not sure what he's going to do, right? But it's against a shitty-ass defense and New England Patriots on Thursday night. He's going to be pumped up to play. He might be the freshest legs out on the field because it literally is Thursday night football. So I think he could have a good game. Yeah,
and Amir Abdullah, get him in your lineups too if you have a bye week.
He is the featured back. They showed that last week.
Yeah, he did pretty good.
Yeah.
He did good there. All right, moving on to wide receivers. Mm-hmm. My super lock, Sean, the padlock.
The padlock?
Wide receiver of the fucking week, must start. Best wide receiver this coming up week is going to be Mike Evans.
Oh, of course.
Against the New England Patriots.
You're in love with Mike Evans.
Mike Evans is my guy this week.
He's your guy every week.
That's my guy.
Every week. Now, the next guy, and I'm right there with it, and I hate to say it because he's playing my Cowboys, Jordy Nelson. God damn. But Jordy Nelson, he is the red zone target. Devontae Adams is not going to be playing, right? They don't have any running game going. So he's going to be featured a lot more. I think he can have a big game. Our secondary Dallas is very, very young. And you have a veteran receiver with a veteran quarterback. Jordy Nelson could have another 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns last 2 games. He's going to have another 2 touchdowns this game.
Now here's a guy here. DeAndre Hopkins. He's going up against Kansas City. People are going to be like, oh, they have a good defense. And they do.
Yeah, but not according to the numbers. They don't have that great of a defense.
Number ones wide receivers against Kansas City, they're putting up a ton of fucking numbers, man.
Yeah.
They're getting yards, and DeAndre Hopkins, he's getting
targets.
This dude's getting targeted like a motherfucker.
Number one in the league.
I'm liking DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not really worried about this matchup.
No, I'm not either. Now, next one is going to be OBJ versus the Chargers. Chargers have had some injuries on their corners, but OBJ, no matter who he's playing, he's always a must start. Now, I know he dislocated that finger. Ugh. Did y'all see that? Ugh. But they popped it right back in, and he went back in there and played, and he put up some decent numbers.
He could catch a ball with 3. Yeah. With 2 fingers and a thumb.
Yeah. He could catch it. He doesn't need that hand. He catch it with the other hand, one-handed. So this guy, he's a must start. We already know that. That's no surprise.
What about Stephon Diggs against Chicago?
Against the Chi-Town? That's a good start, especially if Sam Bradford. Either way, Sam Bradford or Case Keenum, they're feeding him the ball. And finally, quarterbacks are understanding to give him the ball. And I think this might be. Remember last year, he was one of the top. He was the number 1 receiver for a couple weeks, and then he fell off. But I think this year could be very consistent for him.
Okay. What about Larry Fitzgerald versus the Eagles? You playing Larry? Of course you're playing Larry.
I don't know.
What?
Now, all right. PPR, start him. Standard, this past week, if he didn't get that touchdown, and standard, he didn't do that great. But in PPR, he is definitely a must start. Now, the reason I say that is because the Eagles have a good fucking pass rush. And Carson Palmer, that O-line looks pretty shitty. And Carson Palmer's not really impressing me at all this whole year.
Yeah, he's, this is last year.
Oh, yeah. That's why we're going to that game. We're going to Houston and Cardinals game in November. So.
Brandon Cooks.
Oh, yes.
Thursday Night Football. Going up against Tampa.
Yes. Brandon Cooks is definitely oh, God, dude. You think they're going to finally get it going again?
11 receptions. 125 yards and a touchdown.
Wow.
I just saw the future, Sean. I went
wow.
there.
You know
what happens.
Brandon Cooks, I think, is going to be the number 1 option there. But, I want to give a shout-out to Chris Hogan. He's been doing pretty consistent under the radar.
Did you say Hulk Hogan? What you gonna do? Right?
I said Chris Hogan.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what the fuck.
Calm
down.
Bum.
Chris Hogan's actually been playing pretty consistent. And this guy's been getting a lot of looks. He's been converting them. So in PPR formats, he's been getting a lot of receptions.
No, converting. That's a big word.
Looks, man. I'm moving up in this world.
Jarvis Landry. Going up against the Titans. They're giving up tons of yards and 8 touchdowns so far for the year.
I have Jarvis.
This should.
How many leagues do I have Jarvis in? Like 4?
Lot.
I have him in a lot of leagues. And this guy, he better do good. In PPR, he's always a must-start.
In PPR, he's still going to be fucking great. He's going to get like 10, 11, 12 receptions in this game. So he's going to get 10 points for you if he's in the PPR league.
Yeah.
And Tennessee Titans suck on defense, so he should be pretty damn good.
Yeah, should be. Should be, Jay Cutler.
And I want to say this again. Mark Cooper, don't start him. I just wanted to say that.
We're talking about
Just throw that out there.
Don't start him.
I'm not starting any Raiders.
No.
I'm not starting any Raiders in fantasy.
I'm not even starting Marshawn Lynch. I don't care. I'm not starting any of them until I see it consistently for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Tight ends now, Sean.
Oh, God. This is a shit show of a guess right here. I don't know who to... obviously, Gronk.
Against Tampa?
Against Tampa. You got to go Gronk. You got to say Zach Ertz. That's a obvious Zach Ertz versus Arizona.
Kelsey against Houston.
Obviously, we're going to say all the studs, Delaney Walker and Kelsey. These guys.
Those are the only guys that I trust.
I trust. Now, but what other ones could you go?
Well, let's see here, Sean.
Let's just kind of think chances, right?
Okay, let's see here. Jesus Christ, they don't even want to give us. Okay, there it goes. They said, fuck that. Charles Clay against Cincinnati?
That's not bad. Evan Ingram, maybe?
Kyle Rudolph against Chicago.
All right, I'm going to go a little bit deeper here. Let's go deep.
You want to go real deep?
Real deep.
How come Hunter Henry doesn't get shit going, man? I mean, why don't they let...
Apparently, they said, in last game, I was listening to the game, right, the Eagles-Chargers, and they said that they've been really trying to work on Hunter Henry in the red zone, and they want to give him a lot of looks. They're trying to work a lot of packages. But it hasn't really transferred into the game. They practiced it. They said in practice, they ran 10 plays in the red zone, back-to-back, trying to get Hunter Henry involved in the practice, but in the game they haven't really got it going. So we'll have to see. Yeah, fuck it. Now another guy I think that could be good. This is a deep sleeper. I think Benjamin Watson against Oakland. Oakland has a shitty ass defense. I think that's possibly. I'm just thinking about sleepers. Like maybe Ben Watson.
I like Martellus Bennett against Dallas.
And Martellus Bennett wouldn't be bad. He looked pretty good, and maybe even I'm just trying to think here.
What about, Jesus Christ. I'm going digging deep here. What about Jesse James? Jesse James? No?
It's at home, and Big Ben is better at home, so maybe. But also...
Ryan Griffin? He's tight end?
Yeah, Cameron Brate. I think Cameron Brate could be good, too. Cameron Brate. Jared Cook,
Oakland. EJ Manuel, he's looking at the tight end.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
he checks it to him.
Jared Goff. Jared Cook. You said Jared Goff.
Jared Cook.
You said Jared Goff. I was like, what are you talking about?
Jared Cook?
Jared Cook. I think you said Jared Goff.
Did I?
I think so.
Rewind the tape.
I don't know. But yeah, so I know what you're talking about. But yeah, possibly Jared Cook could be good. EJ Manuel, backup quarterbacks love tight ends. So.
All right. Well, that does it for tight ends. Those are some of our options there. For defense, special teams, I like Vikings at the Bears. I like the Jets against the Browns. Bills at Cincinnati and Ravens, Oakland.
Yeah, because they have the EJ Manuel now. I'm trying to think of some other matchups possibly. I do like Minnesota. Did you say Minnesota? Yeah, you did say Minnesota. Okay. I'm trying to think of what other matchups here. I see. The defenses are kind of hit or miss this year too.
Eagles against Arizona.
Yeah, Eagles. Yeah, I would say Eagles. I think they're gonna have a bounce back week. Carson Palmer doesn't look. Think about it. Against the fucking 49ers, the very first touchdown wasn't until Larry Fitzgerald's game winner in overtime.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing that out there. That's why I have no faith in that offense.
Now, a defense that would scare me this week: Kansas City Chiefs against Houston at Houston.
Yeah, I'd be scared of that. Jaguars, I'd be a little nervous about that.
What about Jets at Cleveland? Jets.
Jets should have. You already said that. You already said Jets. Jets should be good. I'd be a little nervous about Detroit.
Ooh. Never mind.
What?
I was gonna say Rams, Seahawks, but I don't know.
Because Rams actually on paper they don't have that great of a defense right now.
That's right.
But that's also because their offense is putting up a lot of points, so other teams are having to put up points to try to keep up. So at the end of the day, it's
mainly that fucking 49ers game really fucked them stat wise.
Oh yeah, and Cowboys put up 30 points on them too.
Oh yeah, how did that happen?
Hey, what? Cowboys offense is okay. Fuck you, Josh.
Okay, and now on to the waiver wire.
This is where it's gonna save you. A lot of y'all that have bye weeks, this is what you gotta pay attention.
All right, first off, right off the bat, if you own Dalvin Cook, you're hitting that waiver wire. You're hitting it hard, real hard, and you looking at Latavius Murray or Jerick McKinnon? I'm looking at Latavius because he's the one who got the work over fucking McKinnon once Cook went down, and he's the guy they went out and signed.
Yeah, it was. Now I'm liking McKinnon. I like McKinnon in PPR formats. So if you're in a PPR league, I definitely kind of lean a little bit towards McKinnon still. Murray's up. I would take Murray, but if you can't, get McKinnon. That's who's going to get the passing receptions.
What about we said this last week, Wendell Smallwood.
And he's still not owned a lot of leagues.
Go pick him up.
They utilized him a lot, and he looked great.
Yep. So go get that little fucker.
Oh, that little fucker?
Yeah, where's that little fuck?
Little fuck.
Alvin Kamara. He's not a little.
Hey,
fucker.
I picked him up about 2 weeks ago, and he got me 20-something points on my bench last week. You better bet your ass he's gonna go in there in bye weeks.
Especially if you're in the PPR.
Oh, that's the only league I would own him in is PPR. I'll make that clear.
What about Will Fuller? You're looking for a wide receiver, and go pick him up.
A little sleeper, a pick up and stash,
especially for a bye week options.
See if he's really going to be that consistent.
Ooh, definitely. Probably my number one wide receiver I'm picking up.
Who?
Devin Funches.
Is he still available?
He's available in some leagues.
Greg Olsen went down. I thought that was going to be like the guy to pick up.
Go get him.
Wow. What he said.
Use your waiver claim on him.
Yeah. And then Elijah McGuire.
This is deep.
That's a Jets guy, right?
Yeah, this is a Jets running back. He's a rookie. He had 10 attempts for 93 yards. So even though Bilal Powell had like 20 attempts and he went fucking off.
And McGuire had himself a touchdown too.
He still got some work.
He also had a touchdown.
So you think about it like this. So let's say Matt Forte, he's out of the picture completely, right? Yeah. Let's say he's just not in there. And like the Jets, they like to use 2 running backs. They just do.
Yeah.
Bilal Powell, Elijah McGuire. This is a guy who was up for Rookie of the Week.
Yeah.
For week 4.
Yeah.
So, you're in a deep league, 12, 14, 16-man league, and you're looking for a deep option there.
Now, I will say this. I think Josh will agree. Don't use a waiver on him, though. I wouldn't use a waiver on him.
The only ones I'm using a waiver on, I'm using a waiver on Devin Funches for sure, Wendell Smallwood, and...
maybe Latavius Murray, depending on your running back situation.
And maybe Kamara if I'm in PPR.
I would go
if
Kamara.
I really need it.
Yeah, Kamara. Yeah, definitely in a PPR. So those are the guys that we'd use waivers on. But McGuire is definitely a deep. He's a guy that you wait for waivers go through. If he's still available, pick him up, stash.
And then another deep guy, especially for a bye week option for week 5, Aaron Jones, and I wouldn't use a waiver claim on him though.
No, because he's so irrelevant once Jamal Williams comes back or Ty Montgomery.
So if you're a 14-team league and you're a 16-team league and your bye weeks hit you hard and you're looking for deep options, look at Elijah McGuire, look at Aaron Jones for week 5.
Definitely.
And then also another wide receiver, Cooper Kupp, 5 receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown.
Wait, he's available in leagues?
He's available in some leagues.
He's not available in any of our leagues.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp is still available in quite a bit of ESPN leagues.
Wow, I don't know why. Like he's kind of inconsistent. Rams, they don't know who to target. 1 week is Sammy, 1 week it's Cooper, then it's Sammy. I don't know.
Yeah,
but he's good to keep, and maybe they'll get a good balance of that offense.
So those are some of our waiver claims that we would like to pick up. Whether it's a guy that we love, or you're looking for a deep option in bye weeks. Week 5, don't let me down.
I hope not. Man, there were so many fucking shitty ass plays from these studs. I'm hoping it's not like that anymore.
Me neither. All right, guys. So that's our week 4. Oh well, that's all right. So that's our fucking results for week 4 and our week 5 outlook. And we'll see what happens. All right.
Please, fantasy gods.
We'll
please.
see you next week.
Later, guys. Good luck.
All right.